Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Her Radio. That's Kyron.
And I am the lover with that boy day.
And we are hearing everyone and realizing differences
while creating a safe place for Black and queer people.
Hey, hon.
What's good, honey?
So, Day, what's going on? What's been going on?
Child, first off, we have a guest this week.
Yes,
everybody say hello to Alexia.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. So, Day, we're going to start with you. Day, what's been going on this week? What's been really going on?
So this week has been stressful. I've been learning about myself that I need to stop trying to be the peacemaker to everybody else's issues and only start to worry about myself. Because actually today I done stepped out my character, my bougie bitch character, and let the hood bitch in me come out.
You cut somebody out today?
Yes, several people in this group chat that I'm in. It was just a lot going on. I don't want to give any bitches clout because we don't do that over here.
No free promo.
I did give them girls their rights and I read them, but I'm kind of upset with myself because I've been learning to bite my tongue a lot, and they actually pulled that out of me, and I was so upset. How you let these people take you out of your character that you're just trying to be working so hard to build up? But I'm just a work in progress. The Lord still loves me, so I'm gonna pray and drink a little tea tonight.
I know that's right, because just actually you said that was one of your New Year's resolutions, or one of your goals is to to draw back a little bit. So I'm sometimes we have a little hiccup on the way, but we're working. As long as you are progressing, that's good. So Miss Alexia, what's been going on with you? Tell the people where they can find you first.
Okay, so I actually don't have an Instagram, but I have a TikTok. It's at Hot Weird Girl with a 0. What's been going on with me? I'm in my final semester of law school and I'm ready to graduate. I'm done.
So I remember when you was telling me that you was in law school. So what law school do you go to?
I go to the Duquesne School of Law in Pittsburgh.
Okay, all right. What type of law do you want to go into?
I'm going into litigation, so it's the trial court stuff, and then I'm more on the defense side, so representing corporations, hospitals, medical malpractice,
Okay, I know that's right. So it's so crazy because I actually just started my paralegal program, and so I'm gonna use that to see do I really want to go to law school? Because child, I just know because my godmom's a lawyer, my dad, stepmom, and I'm wow, do I really want to go through that? But it just seems I don't know. So I'm happy for you though, because I know law school is hard.
It's hard, but if you want advice, you can always text me after this, and then you just really have to find the other Black people there, because it's hostile.
Child, well, I'm glad I gave up that lawyer dream a long time ago, because I just cannot. I'm just going to stick to the journalism and mass communications, because that pressure with the bar. Didn't Kim fail it Kim Kardashian failed it 4 times?
So she took the baby bar.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's even worse. You can't even you can't even pass the junior bar, girl.
Because in California, it's a little different. You don't have to, really go through. I was looking at it, the program that she's going through, because she failed it 4 times. But it's hard though. It's hard.
You have to have money to
fail, girls. I really do.
Say it again, Alexa.
I said you have to have money to fail multiple times.
Yes, because like you said, it is expensive. It's an expensive test to take. So, Well, speaking of the Kardashians, this just led us right into our next topic, our next little hoorah. So, y'all know last week I touched on this, and I said, and I told Kanye West, and I said, Kanye West, leave that white woman alone, okay? You are bothering her. She is over there with her skinny white man and his tattoos and his musty looking body. He's minding his business. Skeet, you know, and so Kanye then bullied Pete off of the internet, bullied him off of the internet. He deleted his Instagram. And he just said a whole bunch of mess. And then I was like, you know what, Kanye. And then it's like a lot of the people that's like, oh my God, I act like Kanye when I'm in love. Y'all need help.
I still think, I'm still going to say what I said last week. I still think this is a contract. I think this is all for his album, the sales. I just don't think that this is real.
Did it come out yet? Did the album come out yet?
I think so, but it didn't come out on like regular streaming platforms. He wanted an extra coin, so he created his own platform. So not only did you have to pay for the album, but you also had to pay to get on the platform as well.
Are you for real?
Yes, 100%. I forgot the name of it. I should have wrote it down, but I can I'll definitely post it on our Instagram later.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I also want to talk about this too, because I was like, you know what, this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So as you know, if you don't know, I think this was like last year, allegedly, because you know we like to say allegedly on her radio, because we are not going to send us a cease and desist to try to sue us. Allegedly, Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion. Now, do I personally believe he shot Megan Thee Stallion? I believe he shot Megan Thee Stallion, but her radio says allegedly. So allegedly, he shot Megan Thee Stallion. I think last year. Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, last year he shot Megan Thee Stallion, and so basically, you know, it's been a minute since they were going to court. They were waiting it out. So then they were supposed to go to court yesterday. And when they went, Megan said 15 minutes before they even got into court, like DJ Academics came out with this post literally saying that his DNA was not on the gun that had shot Megan. And and then basically the autopsy came back inconclusive. And so then after that, Tory Lanez gets on Beyonce's internet, Al Gore's internet, and says, this is what good dick does. I got caught up having sex with two best friends, and now, you know, I gotta pay the price. And I'm just like, what are you?
He's gonna gag. He's gonna gag. That's all I'm gonna say. He's gonna gag.
And so then Megan comes out and she says her stuff, and she's basically saying like, this, don't listen. We haven't even started court. She said we went into court and then they pushed it back until April. So nothing even happened. And, you know, and I think, you know, we were talking about Tasha K, and I think, and she said this, and I was like, oh, it just resonated in my spirit. When she said, I understand a lot of y'all blogs are on payroll, but please do not get sued for your everlasting dollar because you are running your mouth and you are spreading misinformation. And I was just like, and you know, we talked about Tasha K and Cardi B, and how much Tasha K got to pay?
$4 million.
And Tasha said she ain't got it.
Tasha's going to be working for free quite some time now. She's going to be working for free.
So I'm like, you know what? That really didn't sit right with me. I don't really know I can't wait for this is over to see like the outcome, because like, you know, as we all know, a lot of times with like celebrities in their court cases, they're kind of easily swayed by the media and people running their mouths on the internet. And so I was like, you know what, and Megan says like, this is very stressful, and I can believe this is very stressful. Like, imagine somebody shot you got to deal with that, and then on top of that, everybody and their mama and their ashy ankles are putting their opinion on it, like, no, you didn't get shot, he didn't shoot you, blah blah. And it's just like, shut up. Like, so I can definitely feel like this is hard for Tory and Megan, because Little Lanez is probably gonna be in jail,
right? I think that the friend Kelsey, her and Megan, I think that they have been talking behind the scenes, because yesterday when she was going back and forth with whoever she was going back and forth, she kept mentioning Kelsey. Like, it to me, it sounded like allegedly that they've been talking recently, that, you know, they've been talking about what happened that night, because everybody was intoxicated that night too. So that is another reason why I think the court date keeps getting pushed back, since everybody was intoxicated, stories keep changing. It's just a lot going on. So I think that Kelsey finally came to her senses, apologized to her best friend, and now they're trying to put the final pieces together to lock Mr. Little Lanes up.
You go ahead. Say it again.
Megan is better than me, because if someone sided with the man that shot me and she's supposed to be my best friend, no, I want them under the jail. Like, how do you pick a man over your best friend and he shot, allegedly?
Yeah.
He shot her. That's so sick.
And I feel like that's the other sick thing about it too, is like even if he did, I understand, like that's supposed to be your best friend. Like, if somebody shot Day, just know, like, I'm on Day's side. Like, so but you know, they love these men. But you know what? Also, so we're gonna pivot it back to Miss Alexia. You had posted this video, and I love the video. You were talking about the baby and Danny Leah, and then you were talking about Chloe and man that don't play Tristan, basketball. That
Our
don't
four
never
favorite people here at her radio.
Yeah, though. Yes, because the most stay a mess. And I love your take on it, especially the one with Chloe and Tristan. And so I don't know what episode we talked about that, but I gave you your props, because I was like, the way you broke it down and you was saying, literally explaining, I want you to explain to the people what your take was, because, you know, this is where I got what I got, because I got it from her and I was like, oh my God, the way she broke it down, it was just Tim's across the board. So go ahead, explain it.
Right. So I can't remember the exact years without looking at my note sheet, but basically Tristan Thompson first started his habit of abandoning women when they're in like their second or third trimester with his girlfriend, Jordan Craig. Jordan doesn't associate with him anymore. She's doing like her best bougie girl Instagram life. But he
is Jordan, is that his son's?
So that's his son's mother.
Okay.
So he's with her.
Because I couldn't find her nowhere. I couldn't find her name, nothing.
Yeah.
We just knew she was first baby mom.
Yeah.
It's like what Jordy wore. It's only her like fashion brand. And then she keeps a blog.
Okay.
And he abandoned the two of them, like the not even born yet baby and Jordan, to get with Khloe Kardashian. And then Khloe tries to justify it on her Instagram by saying, well, I spoke to a lot of his friends and his people, and they said he was single, which if you have to verify a man with a child on the way is single, you could have had anyone. Like, why she chooses to struggle in these situations, beyond me. But you can't fix someone's low self-esteem, I guess.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets with Tristan Thompson. Allegedly, she doesn't allow Tristan Thompson to go see his son or be super involved, because on the show, she keeps calling their baby, True, Tristan's only child. It's very weird. But essentially, I don't feel bad for Khloe Kardashian. I don't think a house built on another woman's tears is never going to stand. This idea, it's just not. It's not. She's just reaping what she sowed. Like the fact that she would actually get with a man who had a child on the way and then laugh out of the woman's misery, and now it's you. You look fucking dumb. You look like Boo Boo the Fool.
And that's but like, and I honestly, when you said it, it was just like, it was an eye opener, because I was trying to figure out, like, what is the deal? Like, what is the problem? Like, because he just cheating left and right. And I'm like, I don't get it. But like, when you really just basically said, like, this is the reason why she keeps him, because like, if she leave him, he leaving that baby too.
Mm-hmm.
The other part, like, he has shown with those messages he sent to his third baby mama, that woman in Texas, and then what he did to Jordan, that if he's not involved with the mom, he's not going to be involved with the kid. He has no sense of shame. He has no pride. It's just purely, I think he's one of those baby daddies that only is a father out of what the mother's giving to him, not because he wants to be a father himself. And I think Khloe knows that, and so she puts up with it. Otherwise, her kid doesn't have a dad.
Right. That makes sense. Why
That
she
does
keeps
make
taking this bum ass nigga back.
I
and
feel bad for
that's the other thing we said too, was like, you're staying with this man, this horrible man, because you wanted to work. But like, whether if you stay with him or you leave him, this child is gonna have trauma, either one way or another. So you might as well pick it. That's literally what we say. You might as well pick the trauma wisely. Do you want her to literally watch your relationship play by play, and then men are treating her the same way her father treated her mother? Or do you want her to see you leave him, and then she has to deal with abandonment issues and all that good not good stuff, but all that stuff. So it's kind of like which you got to pick and choose.
Right.
And which brings us to our topic of the day today, y'all. So just thinking about this and looking at like we was talking about Tristan and Danny Leah, the baby, and Little Lanes, and all these men, these cishet black men. They just be wilding on this internet, on Al Gore's internet. And so today we're going to talk about abandonment issues and Black mental health, okay? Because I think it's very pivotal, because this is the last episode of Black History Month, Black
Power
History
to the people.
Power to the people. And we were going to talk about something else, but I was like, we need to talk about this for the last episode, because there's a lot of mental health disparities in our Black community. And, so.
Let me just hop right into it. So, abandonment issues arise when an individual has a strong fear of losing loved ones. A fear of abandonment is a form of anxiety. It often begins in childhood when a child experiences a traumatic loss.
Children who go through this experience may then begin to fear losing other important people in their lives. Some individuals continue to fear abandonment as they grow older, although it is less common. Abandonment issues can also sometimes begin in adulthood. Abandonment issues can have a significant effect on a person's life and relationships. Support and treatment can help reduce the anxiety. So this ties a lot into I would say why I can definitely say, like, if you line 5 Black people up in a room, I could definitely say at least 1 or 2 out of the 5 have abandonment issues. Because a lot of times in our Black community, we talk about it all the time, about how a lot of Black boys and girls then grow up with their father. Their fathers left. And then when they leave, it creates abandonment issues.
And we also, that leaves the mother there to not know how to deal with certain things. So us as the children, we like to put stuff under the rug and wait years later to actually tell our side of the story. And that's like when we always say we're depressed, and then people, Black parents be like, well, why are you depressed? You don't got nothing to be depressed about. But in all actuality, now I really do have a lot to be depressed about. So the inner child represents the emotionally and precipitation we learn as children that if it left in unengaged, we carry on. If left unengaged, we carry on as an adult. Sorry. For all Black children, our inner precipitations can be informed by a number of traumatic experiences. Despite this, African Americans overall are not likely to access mental health services, and much less than Black men. This creates a considerable challenge.
I'm sorry, I don't know why that's in yellow on yellow. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put that on yellow. That's why you could barely read it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Okay, it says, on one hand, Black men and boys, Black women and girls are traumatized constantly. But on the other hand, we are not given emotional tools to transform that pain. We are taught, like Sean, masculine norms that do not support mental health. The consequences of this is evident. Climbing rates of suicide, abuse, and assault against ourselves, Black women, and Black gender non-conforming individuals. So with that being said, so when I was reading this, it was bingo on there. It was abandonment issues bingo, and I was like, I'm not about to do that. But so it says, if you So it's 25 things on here, okay? So we, as us, as me, Day, and Alexia, we are going to answer these for y'all. So it says if you have
I was
7.
gonna say, oh yeah, because I was gonna say, we could play the game just a little differently. So whichever one of us gets the 7 first, is the winner.
Okay. All right. Glory. Okay. Okay. So it says the first one is difficulty achieving emotional intimacy. I don't have that. I'm a very loving person. Feeling insecure. That could be
Not
one.
now, back then.
I could definitely say. So when we hear insecure, I feel like we think like, I don't like my hair, I don't like my nose. I don't think it's more of that. It's kind of like feeling insecure about your spot, if that makes sense. So I can definitely say that. Another one could be perfectionist. Difficulty trusting others. Attaching to non-available partners. I have that bad. Willing to stay in unhealthy relationships just because.
It's embarrassing.
Self-blame and self-hate. I could definitely say that. That's one. Separation anxiety.
Going through it now.
Oh, girl, I'm at 6 already. Oh, girl. Okay. Over analyzing. I'm at 7 already.
I'm at 5.
Okay. It says memories of being abandoned as a child. 6. I'm at 8. Repressed anger.
Oh, yeah, I'm at 6.
Control issues. I'm at 9.
7.
Pushing others away so you don't get too attached.
I feel like kind of.
It says nitpicky or difficult to please. I'm at 10. I'm at 10, child. Codependency. I'm at 11. I'm at 11 already. Reluctant to fully commit.
9.
Oh, I'll put that out.
Jumping from relationship to relationship. No.
I'm at 9.
Compulsive behavior. That's me. General anxiety and depression.
Anxiety, definitely.
Mine's is. Say it again.
I'm very anxious. 10.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a very anxious person too. Being a people pleaser. Day, that's fuck. Day, but you know what you said that you used to. I don't know.
Okay.
You a people pleaser in the worst time. Like you want people please a bitch who's on the ground bleeding on fire, but you'll go people please somebody else. Like, what's going on? Okay. Needing constant reassurance. That's a big one for me. I'm at 12. It says sabotaging relationships. No. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say yes. I'm 50-50 on that. And then it says hypersensitive to criticism. No.
11.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Feeling unworthy of love.
That's kind of 50-50 because depending on who it's coming from.
Okay, so that's the full chart. Say it again.
No, I was just gonna say I agree with Day's point. Like, I think it depends on who it's coming from.
So that's the full chart. So it says if you have at least 7, you may have abandonment issues. So I want us to like point out, if you want me to read back any of them, I want us to point out like our top 3 that like really stuck out to you. We could just do the first one. Like, what's the first one that stuck out to you?
I think the first one, the not getting close to people initially.
The difficulty achieving emotional intimacy?
Yeah. I try to blame that on being a Gemini, but I don't think my therapist would approve of that.
Girl, you're a Gemini?
Yes.
You know, it's so funny because I'm a Cancer, right?
Okay.
And all of me and Day's, like, our close girlfriends are all Geminis.
Gemini's.
Gemini's are the best. Gemini's are the best.
Gemini women are the best. The Mia.
Oh, demonic.
Yes. Sick, twisted minds, and just a whole lot of.
It's so funny. So it's crazy that you said that, but okay. I would say one that really stuck out to me was needing constant reassurance. I would definitely say so. The reason why I want to talk about this too is because yesterday I had a session with Tashi Poo. Tashi Poo is my therapist. Okay, her name's Natasha, but I call her Tashi Poo because comfortability. So me and Tashi Poo were talking, and so I have this friend. His name is, we call him on the show is CB Bay. Okay. So CB Bay is a Gemini. That's the funny part about it. So CB Bay, I was talking to her about it because me and him are talking again, and so I had cut him off like a month ago, and I was like, we can't talk anymore, blah blah, because you don't want a relationship right now, and I said I don't want a relationship, but I really like you, and I'm ready to bend the rules, so stop talking to me. So yeah, and so he was like, well, if you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, I can't make you stay here. So then obviously we started talking again, and I kind of popped back up in his life, and we were talking about it. And so she told me, she broke it down to me so well. She told me, she said, and I was explaining my feelings to her. She said, the reason why you feel the way you feel when it pertains to him, she said, because it emulates the relationship with your father. She said, you are sitting and waiting on CB Bay. She said, she's like, you want to be in a relationship with him. You like him very much. Y'all both express how much like y'all have for each other. And she said, so you're kind of just sitting and waiting for him to come around. She said, that's the same thing you did with your dad. She said, because I was explaining to her, quick story, like, me and my dad were very close, and then he got remarried, and then when he got remarried, he had another baby, and he kind of pushed me to the side. And so when he started to get remarried, I noticed like a change in his behavior. So I was like, I'm gonna just sit this one out and wait. Like, he's gonna come around to the dad that I'm used to him being. But then I never. And the funny, crazy part about it, I was telling my therapist that I never remember my stepmom being pregnant. All I remember was she just had this baby, and I was like, who baby is this? And they was like, this is your little brother. And like, I don't remember her being pregnant whatsoever. And so then when he had the baby, it was like, I kind of seen the things that I wanted from him, how me and him were like very close. We used to sleep in the same bed together. We used to do everything together. But like, now he's doing that with the newborn baby and his new wife. And so she was like, that relationship, it kind of emulates your relationship with your father. She said, because you're sitting and waiting on him. And she said, you don't want to wait on him. And then next like, oh, he pops up and he ends up being with somebody else. And then you're hurt about it. And then you're jumping back into those trauma responses of when you were younger, you were waiting on your dad to come around emotionally, and he didn't. And now you're just sitting here hurt. So I think that's another one, is like needing constant reassurance, because I know my mom seen how hurt I was growing up. So she always gave me that constant reassurance. So I always needed it. And I feel like she gave me a lot of it because she knew that my dad wasn't giving it to me. But it was like, this would be so much better if my dad was giving me this.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and do mine. I think I'm gonna do two because both of them are kind of like equal to one. So anxiety, general anxiety, and being a people's pleaser. I don't know which one kicks my ass the most, but I know they both just take a bitch out. I think probably more anxiety because I'm a very anxious person, and I just like, panic attacks just happen all throughout the day. It's like never a day that I don't have a panic attack about something. And it can be the smallest thing. And I'm just like, come on, we gonna get through this. But then that people pleaser thing kicking in too with the anxiety, because that's why I think it's just like a double whammy with me, just both going hand in hand.
Child, I understand you. So I would say my second one would be overanalyzing. That's the one. I would say my second one's overanalyzing because back to me and Tashi Poo yesterday, we were talking about this. She said, growing up, I had to like overanalyze my dad's behavior because like he would act one way, but he really didn't, the way he was acting wasn't how he felt. So I had to overanalyze that and like kind of figure out, I had to search for his feelings, because like one thing we always say about cishet black men really don't know how to show affection. They don't really know how to, like, only emotions they show is anger and happiness. Like that's the only two emotions that they have. They have nothing else in the medium. So it was like I had to overanalyze every situation, like, okay, he's acting like this, so this is why, this is how he feels. But like now I kind of carry that into like my day-to-day life. Like I'm literally overanalyzing everything, and I'm like, damn, calm down.
What's your second one, Alexia?
I think it's definitely the pushing people away. Like no one should have taught me the phrase boundaries, because my therapist, I talk about, she's like, you use that word for everything, and I'm like, everything is a boundary, Miss Terry. And she goes, you have unrealistic expectations. Like a boy could sneeze weird, and I'm like, that's a red flag. Shut it down. And then I'm completely it's like the pushing people away to not want to get hurt. But then I see crazy stories, and it fuels me, because I'm like, that could have been you.
Right.
Off, you're smart. So I feel like I need to trust people a little bit more.
And I think, say it again, say your end part again.
Part saying that, like, I don't understand how people can walk around this earth and you just think that the person next to you is not going to kidnap you.
And I think that's another thing, like with me, it's like I'm in the middle. It's like I'm kind of carefree, but I'm also very like what? Like, this is giving shady. I'm also like that too. So I understand how you definitely feel about pushing people away. I know a lot of people that's like that, like pushing people away, but they tend to my therapist, I'm like, it, people who have abandonment issues or whatever, they tend to push people away, or they cling too fast. And mine is clinging too fast.
Okay. We're gonna do 3.
Yeah,
right?
this our second. Did you do a second one?
Yeah, I did 1 and 2 together.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think my third one is going to be memories of being abandoned as a child, because a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm an emotional person. I'm an emotional person in private. So when I get that time where I'm not around people and it's just me and my thoughts, that's a horrible time for me. I just think about all the horrible shit that I done been through, things that have been said to me, things that have happened to me. And it just brings that anxiety and depression and trying to be a people's pleaser again, because it's like, well, what did I do for these people or this particular person to treat me this way as a kid? And I always say, kids are just kids. They really don't know to a certain extent, or they only are doing things that they are around. And I think we blame children for being children when they actually don't know, when we as the older adolescents or adults should be teaching them instead of disciplining them as far as certain shit. And when I say discipline, I'm more speaking on the side of
whoopings.
Not really, like, because some kids, don't get me wrong, some kids do need their ass beat. Don't get me wrong. Some kids do need their ass beat at times.
I know what you mean. Like think of the stupidest thing you got a whooping for. And it was like, did I like flushing a whole bunch of toilet paper down the toilet? Like, did you really have to whoop me for that?
Know that.
Right. Say it again.
How are you supposed to know that? Like, I feel like so many people penalize kids for being kids. And it's like, you have to tell someone that's brand new on earth what the rules are.
Yeah.
Freak out if they weren't born
because kids are curious also too. Like they like, ooh, like let me do this. And it's like, hey, don't do that. No.
But I was more saying so much on like, okay, so I remember one time I got my ass beat because damn, I got my ass beat a lot of times for just different shit. I think this memory always sticks with me and I don't know why. So one time, my mom's friend's son came over or whatever, and he just kicked off his shoes and just started running around the house like a fucking animal. I knew my mom did not like a dirty house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just, instead of us all getting yelled at and it's time to go to bed, I'm just pick up his shoes and place them where the shoes go. I literally got beat because it was like, you're not his bitch. Why are you picking up his shoes? You're not a girl. You don't do things like that. Wooty woo, wooty woo. And, like I said, I was just making sure we don't get in trouble. And I actually got in trouble. So it was kind of like, okay, what did I do wrong here? Like, that's a memory that I don't think I will ever let go. And that's another thing. I try to let things go, but then shit triggers it. So then it just comes back and it's like, now I gotta relive this all over again. Now I have to try to release this again. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, are we ever gonna be able to get over traumatic trauma?
I think trauma, I'm reading that book, The Body Keeps the Score. And I think trauma, I'm gonna tread lightly. You can get rid of it, but it's like, it makes your character who you are. I think you can't get rid of it, but you learn how to live and cope and like with it, if that makes sense. Because it's not like you can be able to, like, it's like a piece of cake, you could just cut it out your life and throw it away. Like, that's always going to be part of your life. I think it's more of like learning how, when you have those episodes and when you have those thoughts and those moments, like, oh, that's, when it's happening, you kind of like, okay, let me, then that's when, you start using the tips that your therapist and stuff gave you. And it's like, let me do that, and it's better than like positive thinking. But I don't think you can never like truly get rid of it. But I think you learn how to, like, when you do it healthily, like, you learn how to get it, like, live with it.
I just think it's more so fucked up because, like I said, some things can trigger it. I know a lot of times I may hear a song, I might see somebody, I may a certain smell or just seeing something, and it's like, damn, my tears start to come out, and it's like, to other people, it's like, damn, what you crying for? It was just cool. We was just having a conversation, but they don't know the inside, like, oh, I'm really dealing with some shit. And it's just because I'm not dealing with it now doesn't mean I still can't express those feelings now.
Yeah. Let me see. You got your third one?
Yeah. I feel like my third one is that, like, they kind of touched on it, but just being hypersensitive. Like, we might name in that we're both sensitive in private.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my friends are, whenever they get really close to me, they're like, girl, you cry all the time.
That's
like, I'll see a bread commercial and then I'm crying about how, like, this man didn't text me back 3 years ago. It just all sort of spirals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I feel like I would have an easier time, like, coming down off the ledge. But then things set me off so easily. And then it's like, why are you crying in a Target?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
I would say, I don't want to, because it said hypersensitive to criticism, but I say y'all is more like hypersensitive. You hypersensitive to criticism?
I think so. Like, my boss is just like, this differently. And I was like, I'm gonna crawl under my desk now. Thanks.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think I am hypersensitive to criticism. I think is especially like, I think it's more of, if like, so like, I don't like to do things more than one way. So like, if I know it's one way and I'm doing it right, and then somebody comes in and like, well, you can do it this way, you get to, like, no, shut up. Like, I'm doing it my way.
Right.
So I think that's more of it. Like, I think it's, when I was younger, I hated criticism. Like, don't critique me. I am not, But now I learned.
So with us too, because we used to always have to protect ourselves and defend ourselves quick. So we done trained us as gay males. When somebody says something to you, we already have this guard up, like, oh, they finna be disrespectful, or they finna say some wild ass shit. So we already have a comeback on our head. Like, at least 5 comebacks just like ready to fly out.
Sit on your dome, ready to fly your mouth. Yeah, little Kenya Moores.
Little Kayas.
Say it again.
I said you have to be. It's like a defense mechanism. Like, when you guys were reading at the beginning and you were talking about like that trauma of being Black, and then especially being like gay and Black, or being a Black woman, or being a Black queer woman, like, everyone's already so ready to get on you and tell you that you're wrong, that it's like, listen, you might be telling me the color of my shirt is wrong, but like, yesterday you told me who I am as a person is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also too, because like Day knows this, but like on Thanksgiving, I had to cuss a family friend out on Thanksgiving, y'all. Because she, and it's so funny because as a queer person, when somebody says, "Hey, can I ask you a question?"
Yes. Yes. Oh my yes.
You know what they're about to ask you. And I already knew it was about to come out this lady's lips when she said, "Can I ask you a question?" And as soon as she said it, I scanned her body from head to toe. And it said, ding, her hair not done, her jeans raggedy, her coat ugly, her nails, her nail polish growing out. I was just like, and it was just like, and then of course asked the question that I was expecting. And it was just like, you know what? And it was like attack mode.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, and I think my thing was too, was like trying to get other people to say like, that's not your place to ask or even question or wonder, like, just mind your business that pays you.
Yes.
You know? And so she left mad because she felt red and she felt disrespected. And I'm like, well, you should have never got in the kitchen because it was too hot for your ass. Good night. Take you some ham and some dressing with you.
Me personally, I just always think, what's the follow-up question? So once you ask that question, I give you an answer. What's the next question? Like, what is it? Especially when it comes from males, that really like triggers me. Because what are you asking next? Are you want to sleep with me? No.
That usually is the follow-up question. They be like, so I heard you so you really gay? Like, you
yes,
really gay? Like, how gay are you? And I'm like, what are you, huh? What? I would no. But I think that's but like my therapist told me, she was just like, if somebody asks you a question like you're uncomfortable with and it's none of their business, you can ask them like, for what? What are you gonna gain after you ask this question?
Mm-hmm.
And that tends to make people uncomfortable because it's like, ooh, like I'm being nosy and I'm not trying to be nosy. Um, I'm going to point out one thing I've seen. It says control issues. I noticed that a lot in cishet Black men. When they get with women, they want to control because they probably feel like in their childhood they had no control. So now they got to control because like growing up they didn't have no control. And I feel like, I don't know. I see a lot of this. I see a lot of this on TikTok. The feminine coaches and the ladies as, you don't like the feminine coaches?
I love them and I hate them. Like, I like their fashion advice. And it's like, if that's all you were given, girly, but then they'll say something crazy. They'll be like, a feminine woman is silent. And I'm like, okay, you love me. We were here, now we're here. Like, you're scaring me.
I feel like, and I understand where you come, because sometimes like what they say, it's like, okay, cool. But then it's like other times, I see one lady girl, she was like, she had made a TikTok and she was like dressed the part. And I'm like, it really don't matter what you really wear. It really doesn't. And like the dress that she had that was skimpy, it was giving church.
Like, I'm 24. I don't need to be dressing like I'm someone's business colleague and I'm 42.
And yeah, and she was like, we dress the part as feminine women. I'm like, child, okay. But I feel like that's another thing, like control issues. And I will also say too, a lot of cishet Black men they sabotage relationships.
I think that most of them go into relationships. Well, all of us really do, but they go based off what they seen as kids. So they go based off like what their moms went through, like how different men treated their moms. So like, oh, obviously that's what women like, or they be like their fathers, who's obviously not there. So then I think that's what Tristan kind of went through as a kid, because obviously he's sleeping with these different women and impregnating them and then leaving. Once the relationship, like Alexa said, once the relationship's done with the mom, it's kind of a chop for the kid too, which is fucked up because she didn't make that baby by herself, and you signed yourself up for a lifetime commitment and you're breaking that commitment because your father broke the commitment with you.
Read.
Like with cis het Black men and the control thing, it's like, I think because there's so many things socially that are out of their control, And it's like you have someone that's technically under you because of the patriarchy. And now you're just gonna be fucking crazy. Like now you're gonna be like, you can't wear this, you can't eat this. Like I want submission. And then they also want their cake and they want to eat it too with the whole like what Tristan does with the multiple women, like just picking one girl and then degrading her by finding little other women along the way.
I really, you know what I really don't get with cis men, that they like women who are quote unquote scampy, who reveal themselves, and that's nothing wrong with it. Girl, wear what you bought it. Wear what the fuck you want to wear. But with men, they don't want their daughters to wear it. They always sit around talking about, oh, she a hoe just because she has on a revealing shirt. She thought it was cute. Why she can't wear it? Or you don't want your daughter to wear it, but you're going to cheat on your daughter's mom with somebody who's wearing the revealing shirt, the short shorts, and, you know, who's going to do that. But you're contradicting yourself, sir. I think that's what they do a lot of times. They contradict themselves.
Yeah. They will swear up and down that they don't like hoes. Yes, you do. Go marry her. She's doing her thing. You're doing yours.
they let us say that's the one thing I did notice was just like I noticed that like my brothers was like that, like I don't want no hoe, these girls is hoes, but I'm like, well, the girl, well, what you just described you didn't like is the same thing you're chasing after, so I need you to, you know, please not. But I think that I would say, like I said, a lot of us in the Black community do have abandonment issues, or just people in general that have abandonment. But you know, we like to talk about the Black people. But I just think it's more of I'm loving now how a lot of us are saying like, well, my therapist said this, or my counselor said this, my life coach said this, because at one point, if you said that, you were looked at like you were smoking crack with Whitney Houston, and well, she doesn't do crack. She makes too much money to ever smoke crack.
She said crack is wet.
Like you are snoring up the powder. But like now I'm literally loving it. And like I love like my friends like, can you plug me with your therapist, or can you give me a name of the therapist? I'm like, yes, because we are resolving trauma, because I don't want the children to go through what I went through, or like I don't want that. So I love that. Like when people like my therapist, I'd be like, my heart just melts in the inside, because it's like, yes. Well, y'all, that concludes this segment of abandonment issues. I'm glad y'all got to know a little bit of our trauma, and hopefully, as you were listening, you got to analyze yourself the same way we did, because we are realizing differences here at her.
Yes, we are.
So moving on to the next segment of the show, we're going to move into So You Want to Be Heard. This is the question section, y'all. We came up with a name for it. So do you want to be heard? And yes, you want to be heard. Okay, so we have a question. Okay. So he says, it's a guy, by the way. He said, what's up, Day and Kai? I have a question. He said, I've been fucking this DL dude for almost every week now for about 5 months. But he stays making homophobic comments and jokes, and he says that he's not gay. I really like him. He makes me laugh, and the sex is cool. What do I do? I'm 18 and he's 25. I really want him to change for me. Daniel from Atlanta.
This sounds like some Atlanta mess.
We're gonna let our guest go first, because I love the way she speaks. She just be speaking from goddamn law school.
Thank you. Why is he? I'm bad at math, but why is he 7 years older than him?
Yeah, I think you're right. You almost.
Yeah, 7 years old. I would honestly be scared that this person is going to become a victim of violence. Like DL men who really, you're fucking a man. You're not straight. Like he hasn't gotten past that mental hurdle, and I just feel like the fact that he keeps saying it whilst fucking this dude, like it makes me scared for him. But also, the sex is cool. Is it? If this is supposedly his first time being with the man, like,
because I'm gonna say you're 18, so unless you've been around the block a couple of times in your younger days, but like, come on now, you just get into the real peen. You're 18.
The like
girls is
better dick. dick that wants dick.
Wait, say it again. Wait, say it again.
You just deserve better dick than someone who's on the DL. Like, they're never gonna take an investment in pleasure in you. It's gonna be all about them and their weird denial of who they are. Like, Daniel from
Daniel, do better. Dang, what you got to say to Daniel?
Hey Daniel, why is your name Daniel? I don't like Daniels. It's like, just kidding. Just kidding. Love you, Daniel, from the same city. Yeah. I think he is using the homophobic comments and jokes to cover up that he's actually gay. The DL man. I think he thinks that if he makes fun of people, it'll actually hide what he's actually going through. I probably can't agree with the sex is cool because a young girl would count up an older man. I can relate to that. I'm not giving out any ages though, but I definitely can relate to that. In honesty, honey, he is not. You said you really want him to change. He's not changing. It'll take a miracle for a DL man to actually realize what he want, who he want, and who he is. He's sissy, he's not changing, and you're not his first round the park. You're not his first walk. So you're still young, just like me. So you still got some time because girl, I'm learning right with you. But I know that's what we like, and I hate the older gays that always say, girl, you need to get over this DL fantasy. It's never gonna happen.
That's what I be telling them. I be get over them, child.
This straight masculine man and the gay man.
Ain't got no water left.
But girl, don't give up on your dreams, but don't settle with this DL shit. So let him go. Yeah, don't. I'm trying to say enough without putting too much of me out there. Don't let your feelings get attached. If y'all just fucking let it be that. But this, oh, he makes me laugh. Girl, let that go.
Girl, I can make you laugh.
Okay, because I heard radio, we kiki and do our 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we make you giggle. like come on now. But all serious, all jokes aside, I would definitely say, Daniel, leave that man alone. He's preying on you, and even though
I don't like. Are you saying that because of the age difference?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
The age difference and that he's DL. Say it again.
I don't like that. Oh.
Say it again, Alexia.
That he's preying on him? Yeah.
Because I'm saying it not as like he's 5 and then like he's 30. I'm saying it because he knows that he's young.
But you know how old Mr. Cuff is.
Yeah, but I feel like that situation is different because Mr. Cuff is not DL. Your man is not DL. His man is. So I'm saying that he's preying on him because he knows like, oh, he's 18, he's young, he probably ain't been around the block yet. That booty probably got about 100 miles on it compared to somebody else may have 128,000 miles on it. So I would just say that he's preying on him because he knows he's young, and he knows like I've been in that situation before. And like when you leave it and you step out, you like, damn, I was definitely being preyed on. Not on like a malicious intent type of like, I'm gonna rob and kill you. It's kind of like, I know, like they like niggas running game. Like, men run game all the time.
I don't know. I just don't like the choice of wording.
He preying on him. Then you leave that man alone. And
maybe manipulation or something like that. I don't know. I don't think
he's being he's not being manipulative because he's showing him true self. Now, if he was telling him like, I'm gonna take you on a date and I'm gonna do it, and he started doing it, then we could jump into manipulation. But he ain't manipulating him. But I would definitely if he's preaching, if he's giving you nice pillow talk and giving you false realities and hopes and dreams, then then we can go into that. But I don't know. You saying he make you laugh and he stay making homophobic comments? Them be the ones. Them are the worst ones that be like, oh, I ain't gay, and then do some of the nastiest things. I'm not gay. Which didn't you? You know what, Daniel, leave that man alone. I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come collect you from the ATL because y'all just ruthless down there. We have some decorum over here.
Hold on now. Hold on.
But no, I would definitely say that them going forward, future references, them are not the best men. You're not gonna get nowhere. Only place you're gonna get is from his front door to the bed, to the front door. You ain't gonna move nowhere else. Even if he got a front door in the bed to get into.
And even if you're lucky, you might get a car ride home.
Okay. But leave that man alone. Okay. So can I get that B?
B, you get your B. You get your B.
Can I get a U?
You, yeah, you.
Can I get an M?
Bum
of
of
the week.
Yeah.
Broke, ugly, and miserable. So y'all, we didn't do this the last 2 episodes because we just forgot because we was running our mouths. But yeah, so we're back with the bum of the week. That is basically you are in jail here at Her Radio. You are broke, you are ugly and miserable. You have displayed all 3 of those characteristics. And people that was in bum jail from season 1, y'all still reside in jail. So your bond and your probation has been denied. Okay, you are still with Olivia Pope's mama under the damn jail. Okay, so Day, first up on the docket, who do you have for who do you have today?
My bum of the week is Megan Thee Stallion's legal team and Tory Lanez's legal team in the whole judicial system. I'm tired of hearing about this. I just want a sentencing. I want to know who did what happened, and it's taking too long. Every time they go to court, it's all we can push back. I'm done. I'm over it. Can we please? Did he do it? Did he not do it? Allegedly, he did it. And then can we move forward with this? Can we move on? Because I'm just tired of this. I really am. So
I'm curious what y'all think. Do y'all think that he did it? I mean, do y'all think that he's going to get like press? Do you think that like he's gonna get in trouble for this?
I think he did. I think he did it. You can say that. That's an opinion.
Yeah.
I know. Do I think he's gonna get prosecuted? I don't know. They're always lenient on celebrities. Also, the courts are so backed up because of COVID. Like, things are getting pushed back that have been in rotation since like late 2019, early.
Yeah, because Cardi sued Tasha in, I read in 16.
Yep.
That was the first one.
It is 22. She just got. So dang. I would hate for this to ride on for like the next year or 2 for them.
Yeah, right. I'm over it. So, Miss Alexa, who is your bum of the week?
It's kind of related, but I hate DJ Academics.
I do. Go ahead.
I can't, like, how he managed to make a career from screaming at other loser incels on his fucking Twitch stream. It makes me sick. Every time he tweets something, it makes me sick. My Twitter page looks like a DJ Academic hate page. If there's one person left in this world and it's me, it's a DJ Academics hater. Like, what does he contribute? Nonsense? Like, every time he speaks about every single thing, it makes me upset. The fact that he tweeted that, he never looked at a court report, bastardizing the legal system. And he's annoying as fuck.
And the court reports are public knowledge. You can definitely look it up.
That's what Megan was saying. She was like, y'all keep doing all this and nobody go search it up. Did nobody go read? Mm-hmm. And I hate that. One thing I don't like about DJ Academics is that like he has all this smoke for women, but when
a man checks him, it's okay. He looks down, very soft and silent. But a woman says something to him and he wants to scream. Why are you coming at women like that? Only in women's business too.
Are you Pizza or Patricia? Because we got to figure this out. Who is my bum of the week? My bum of the week is I had a couple on the docket. Who? I kind of want to put Kanye in there. I'm gonna just go ahead and go with Kanye. Kanye, you are on the docket. You are sentenced to 5 years in prison. Okay, maximum security. Because leave that white woman alone. Like it's this is borderline harassment. Like if she wanted to like get you in trouble for this, she could, because you are harassing her. And then what I also don't like is that like she keeps like uploading their text messages and their private conversations, and she kind of like, can you stop? Like, and like, don't get me wrong, like I don't like the Kardashians. Like they get on my nerves, you know, they got what they got coming, but it's just like at this point, like leave her alone. Like, and then you was out here buying your new girlfriend and her friends baby Birkin bags, and then you begging for your wife to come back. Like, just you need to go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
But people say this about Kanye all the time, but Kanye, he has been not right. Because they always say about Kanye hasn't been right since his mama died. True, that just heightened his problems. But come on now, Kanye went on national TV and said that the president of the United States did not like Black people. And back then it was not okay. It was not cute to be that. So it wasn't that cute to be that Black back then. Okay, you couldn't. You know, now we can scream Black Lives Matter. What they say. What about the popos? What, defund them? ACAB. You know, you could say things like that now. But back then it wasn't cute to say that. Then he used to show up on the red carpets drunk with the bottle of Hennessy, and then he called out. He did the same thing with Taylor Swift. Like, I knew Taylor Swift. She was over there minding her business with her golden retriever here and that guitar, and he was harassing her. Him and Bubba Booty was over there harassing her.
That man got on that stage and said,
What did he say on the stage? Who he said?
He said Beyonce should have won.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably true, but then he kept bullying her after, and then he was with Amber Rose, and then Amber said he wasn't a good person either. So I don't know. Kanye, you know what? 5 years, and you have to see a therapist twice a week. That's mandatory, because I can't.
Mandatory for eternity.
Eternity, yeah. After you get out too. Well, everybody, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Before we go, Alexia, tell them where they can find you again.
On TikTok at Hot Weird Girl, girl with a 0.
Yes, girl.
And thank you for joining us on this episode. You were definitely a delight.
Thank you. I had so much fun, guys.
Yes. It's so funny because when we have guests, so like the last guest we had was K9 Bay. That's the girl that says the girls that get it, they get it. The girls that don't.
Yeah, I love her page.
Yeah, so she came on last episode and like not as like our friend. And I was texting her yesterday. She was like, so when am I coming on again? I was like, okay, girl, let me get this settled. But no, it's like I just love it. Like, just, you know, but thank you for coming on, y'all.
Thank you so much.
And before we close, should we tell the girls what we did this week? Did you finish writing or no? You remember when I called you?
Oh, well, you can tell them, but I ain't finished.
Oh, then I want to tell them then.
Oh,
we have something cooking up.
We got some cooking up for the Her Radio people.
Yes,
but so stay tuned. I told y'all season 2 we coming back and we coming better, y'all.
And season 3 is up and it's stuck.
Okay, but so yes, that's Kyron,
and I am that boy Day,
and I holla.